It's Black Friday on the calendar, and hopefully after spending Thanksgiving with your family, it's not black in your heart. I'm Mike Namapod. Here are today's top stories. First, let's throw it to Dave with some breaking news.
The number one story you should be dealing with this morning, and the only thing you should concern yourself with, is Necronomipod's fantastic Black Friday sale. 10% off Patreon subscriptions over at patreon.com/Necronomipod. Use code word Bubba to get your 10% off. Then over at Necronomipod.com, we have stickers back online. 1 for $4, 3 for $9. Black Friday sales run today, Friday through Sunday. Get them while they're hot, people. That's the end of my announcement.
One weekend only.
That's it. Don't blow it. Don't blow your chance.
Don't blow it.
It's never coming back. Till next
Never,
year.
probably ever again. And who even knows? Never say never, but probably never again.
This is the first time we're double dipping on OTs, right? We never do 2 OTs in a week.
We did once when we did that whole episode when OJ died, and we did an OT and didn't do it, and then did a little teaser at the end, followed by a completely second episode.
We did like 3 of them that week.
That was one of those days. Was the day I recorded, because I did a Necro Straight Edge. I recorded 4 episodes of our show in one day. By the end of whatever show we did last, I had no voice left.
You're a god.
Well, have you heard those OTs or those straight edges? Nothing godlike about some of those.
Shortly after their OT was canceled. That was why.
It was straight edge. Straight edge. We keep calling it OT.
Edge. Sorry, yeah. Straight edge.
We keep saying OT. OT is never getting canceled. Straight edge was canceled one season. It was one season and done.
I love OT.
And unlike Bible Babble, no one's clamoring for more straight edge.
No,
Bible Babble also put on the shelf after one season.
One and done. Went out a winner.
That was an executive producer's decision, though. That wasn't a network cancellation.
That's right.
Well, okay, we're back with more news.
I mean, this one's been brewing. Thank you to the 1,000 people that sent us this story. We thought we would give it a few days and see what panned out, so we didn't have to keep doing continuous updates. But I think it seems like today is a good day to comment on all the things that took place the past few days.
Yeah, and I'm kind of glad that we waited too, because they released the body cam footage today. It was like a full 15-minute thing that showed how everything played out. So yeah, we can talk about it more, have a little more to talk about.
All right, let's dive into it.
Have you guys ever heard of Slender Man? Slender Man? Slender Man? Depends on where you're at, how you pronounce it. Well, there's an update to the Slender Man story if you haven't heard. Slender Man stabbing assailant Morgan Geyser waives extradition hearing in escape case. So this is the latest as of, I don't even know what day it is, late Tuesday afternoon. Slender Man stabbing assailant Morgan Geyser waived her right on Tuesday to an extradition hearing, clearing the way for Illinois authorities to bring her back to Wisconsin, where she allegedly cut off her ankle monitor and fled a group home over the weekend, if you were not aware of this taking place. The 23-year-old Geyser's court appearance came a day after the Wisconsin district attorney, whose office prosecuted her in the high-profile 2014 stabbing case, called on the State Department of Health Services to send her back to a mental institution. During Tuesday's brief court appearance in Chicago, a judge told Geyser, who was in handcuffs and dressed in a blue jail jumpsuit, that authorities in Waukesha County have 30 days to transport her back to Wisconsin. Quote, hopefully it'll be much quicker than that, and you can get back there and get this matter resolved, the judge told Geyser. A Wisconsin judge signed an order in September allowing Geyser a conditional release from a psychiatric facility where she had been held for a decade to a group home in Madison. At the time, prosecutors objected to her conditional release, alleging she had a, quote, violent communication with a man outside the facility and had read a book in the facility with, quote, themes of sexual sadism and murder.
Remember, that was that guy that was getting all kind of turning it into a sexual thing with her, and then he was selling some of her drawings online.
Probably
she drew someone
not
with their head cut off.
Oh, yeah. Probably not what you want to do if you're seeking to get out of your mental institution. Nope. So as part of the conditions of her release, Geyser was ordered to wear an ankle monitoring device. On Saturday night, Geyser allegedly cut off her monitoring device and bolted from her group home with a 43-year-old person she told authorities she met a couple months ago at a church event, according to a criminal complaint. That's probably not a great idea, right?
No. I have questions about this ankle bracelet thing. Why wasn't there like an alarm that went off immediately once like whatever's snapped in there? You know what I mean? You would think something would just go off.
It's remotely monitored, right? And I believe it did go off, but I think there was a delay in them contacting the police. I think we're going to get to that in the story.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Following a massive search, Geyser and her companion were captured on Sunday night at a Posen, Illinois truck stop more than 165 miles from Geyser's group home. Geyser's companion, identified by the Posen Police Department as Chad Mecca of Madison, was charged with criminal trespassing and obstructing identification, police said. Mecca was released on a citation and notified to appear in court on January 15th. Waukesha County District Attorney Leslie Bowes, whose office prosecuted Geyser in the 2014 stabbing case, expressed her hope that the State Department of Health Services, which has custody of Geyser, will file a petition to revoke the conditional release she had been granted. Quote, "When we learned of Morgan's escape over the weekend, it unfortunately validated the concerns we have raised from the very beginning," Bowes said. "We have been consistently and adamantly opposed to her release because her conduct has repeatedly demonstrated she poses a risk to the community." Bowes added, "Her alleged actions this weekend only reinforce our position that a conditional release is unsafe and unacceptable." But attorney Anthony Cotton, who represented Geyser in the stabbing case, told ABC News correspondent Juju Chang on Monday that, oh, that's a cool name, Juju Chang.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Not bad at all.
Like it. On Monday, that Geyser does not present a danger to her victim, the public, or to herself. And I quote, "The question becomes, going forward, is she still a risk to society? And I stand by every word of what I've said earlier. She's not a violent risk to others. I don't believe that she is. And that's why we found out that during her time, she engaged in no violence whatsoever and had no weapons on her," Cotton said. Cotton said he hopes Geyser will be allowed to go back to a community group home. Quote, "It will certainly present complications because we're going to have to go back to court eventually to try to get Morgan back into a community group home," Cotton said. "So definitely this is not a good development and something that's going to have a negative impact on the work we do. It's a setback."
It's certainly a setback.
Yeah, I mean, she's definitely going back to the state hospital. When you text us the story the other day when she first broke out, I'm like, this is the start of a horror movie, right?
Yeah, like she had a decade of building up whatever. Like Michael Myers, like Dr. Loomis needed to get out there to find her before she went and killed someone else.
Dr. Loomis was killed in Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers.
He looked pretty blown up to me at the end of Halloween 2. I'm not sure how he came back in part 4, but he did.
I don't think they intended on Halloween that Halloween 4 happening.
No, they did not. So I apologize. This story that I had here, I read so many of them, does not have the whole thing, but I read a quote from police that they were not notified for like 12 hours. So I think there was some sort of delay here.
Okay. Well, I mean, shit's going to happen, I guess. I mean, you can't keep eyes on people 24 hours a day. And it's not like it was a group home. So I'm sure it's not like fucking maximum security or probably even minimum security.
That's the whole point, right? Kind of getting ready to go back into the world. I'm guessing we're going to hear that this 43-year-old man, whoever it was kind of the impetus for all this, right? Maybe pushed her.
Yeah, I don't know. So I watched the whole body cam footage thing of this. Mm-hmm. And so the person that she was with, Chad Mecca, I can't remember the last name.
Mecca Heine Ho, I think was.
Yeah. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Identifies as a woman.
Okay.
Transitioning.
Okay.
So I don't know what their relationship is. Morgan kept saying in the thing that saying she didn't do anything wrong. She being Chad, didn't do anything wrong. Doesn't even know my real name, which I don't think that's true. But yeah, I guess they met in church and just went from there. Whatever that happened.
Yeah, and there clearly doesn't seem to be a plan because you referenced the body cam and the police, roll up on them and they're kind of huddled together, sleeping on cement on the ground behind a truck stop. So
just on the sidewalk. Like, you can't do that.
Yeah. So no one had money. They didn't have a plan. Obviously, this was like a spur of the moment. Maybe this person talked.
Gypsy Rose had a goddamn plan, right? They had cash and they got out of state. If she can have a plan, anybody can have a goddamn plan.
That's a very valid point, sir.
What kicks the whole thing off is how young she looks, how young she sounds still. The cops are trying to get like just some ID on both of them. And they're being weird about their names right away. But then the cop's like, well, how old are you? And she says 23. And she looks like a teenager, and she was holding a stuffed dog. I think it was a stuffed dog. It's very childlike. And so he was kind of talking around, and then she was like, why can't we just go? And he's like, because I don't believe that you're 23 years old.
How old is she?
Let's see. She might actually be 23.
So she is an actual adult now, right?
Yeah.
23. Yeah.
Okay.
23, yeah.
So she wasn't lying. He just didn't believe it because of how immature she seemed.
Yeah. She sounds very childlike. She was holding a stuffed animal. She looks like a child.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got the deets on the thing. So she was last seen at the group home 8:15 p.m. Saturday. At 9:30 p.m., the DOC received an alert that her bracelet was malfunctioning. Around 11:30, the DOC contacted the group home, and by 11:35, staff confirmed she was gone and had removed the bracelet. Around midnight, the DOC issued an apprehension request, but it was never relayed to the Madison Police Department until 7:46 a.m. the next morning that someone from the group home called 911 to report her missing. So, big delay in the police. Police didn't get that apprehension request.
I wonder, so it was the group home's job to then notify the police?
Seems like it would be the Department of Corrections job, wouldn't it? Or maybe both of their jobs, yeah.
You would think so, but I don't know. I wonder where that hiccup lies.
Maybe each of them thought the other one was, and that's the result of the delay. But you figure that the DOC puts out an apprehension request. You figure that the normal policies in place would funnel that to the police department.
Right.
Apparently not.
You would think that would be like maybe step one, notify the police.
Right. Because that's who's going to apprehend. If it's an apprehension request.
Right. You can't put out a bolo and then not tell the police. Because, right. Then no one's Olo.
Yeah. You're essentially going, I put out a bolo.
Yeah, right.
No.
That's what the guy just said in the office. Apprehension request. And then thought it was settled. And he went and got, fucking ham sandwich.
Sir, it doesn't work that way. Yeah. So I think she probably fucked herself long term here.
Yeah.
I think so.
She's going to go back there. I would assume between this and the violent drawings and that whole ordeal with that guy, which that guy was like more of a boyfriend thing. Like that whole situation was really weird. But yeah, she's probably going to be sitting there for a while again.
Does the fact that there was no violence or anything involved in this, is she going to be able to talk her way out perhaps? That she was manipulated, by this older person?
It'd be interesting to see like what the story is behind all of this,
Maybe it was under duress. Maybe this person told her they were going to kill her parent. Like, we don't have the whole story yet. I'm not going to rush to judgment here.
I don't think she was like being nefarious necessarily, or like trying to go out and hurt anybody.
She seems very naive still, just looking at her stare and expressions. She doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I completely see where that cop was coming from when he said, I don't believe that you're 23 years old.
Yeah.
Because she didn't seem it at all.
It still shows poor judgment and poor decision making, and I think that has to be taken into account if you're looking to release somebody who has a violent past.
She has schizophrenia too. Like maybe she's not taking her medicine currently, and she was supposed to be. Like there's a lot of things.
But there was public outcry before they were going to place her in a group home, and the people in the neighborhood or the city where the group home was located were up in arms. So eventually, I think they backtracked and placed her somewhere and didn't tell the general public, if I recall. And they're going to be even more up in arms. You know, they get wind of after this, they're going to say she's unstable, and they're definitely not going to want her in their community. So yeah, really 2 steps backwards for her.
Is there an element does the Slender Man thing add an extra element towards people viewing her so negatively? Like if you took the Slender Man thing out, like would neighborhoods really be up in arms over her?
I think it would be less notoriety, but I also think that when you did this crime for something so ridiculous, I think, it leads to piling on versus if they did this because they were just mad at this girl or if they got in a fight or something. This just lends a layer of, I don't know. I don't know what the phrase is.
And I don't want to minimize what she did because she came an inch away from killing that girl. Yeah. But
for me, it just gives you an extra layer of instability, I think, that this was based around fucking Slender Man.
Yeah. It's schizophrenia still has a stigmatism. It probably always will with the general public, I think.
I'm sure.
You know.
Well, the only time you hear about it is typically in news cases like this, right? Or some kind of violence or criminal activity. Yeah. You don't ever really, I'm not excusing that. I'm just saying that's how it is.
Right. Hmm.
Yeah. I don't know what the answer is here. She doesn't seem dangerous in any way based on looking at her, but maybe she is though. And, you know, she's not until she is. So I don't know. I don't know what the answer is here.
And the other girl was paroled, right? She's out and
long time
doing
ago.
Good, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
We covered this story, right? We did this one.
Yeah.
No. I have zero recollection of this story. But the
I think
other
it was Patreon.
Was it? Right. The other girl was she paroled prior to us doing the story, or did we do an OT on that? Because we did talk about it. I think. I just don't remember.
I believe we did like a follow-up on it.
Like an OT or just like a generic, like start of the show, we threw it in there type before we did OTs.
Maybe something like that.
The other girl was released in 2021.
It's definitely before OTs. Probably before we did the show.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm sure there's going to be more updates on this one.
Yeah, definitely. I was going to add one thing. I bet the other girl who's trying to live a stable life under the radar every time this is in the news, she's like, God fucking damn it. Stop. So people forget about this thing finally.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, hopefully they just keep her. She needs to be under some form of more control than this, whether or not she's the one behind the idea or she was manipulated. Like either way, she needs some help, it seems.
Yeah, because if she can be manipulated to do this, which is clearly, you know, not a good thing for her, she didn't really think through it, then what else can she be manipulated into doing?
Right.
That's the risk. All right.
Yeah, in the body cam footage, they start going, like right at the end of it, they start going through her purse, one of her bags. And she had a notebook, like how to survive like a homeless person or something, 101. Like,
Jesus.
So she was kind of planning, but not really planning.
It's terrible planning. All right, what's on deck?
Well, I've got one now that'll give you some existential dread, and here we go. Woman found alive and moving in coffin after she was taken to Buddhist temple for cremation. Just no.
That sounds horrible.
A woman in Thailand who was found alive in her coffin at a Buddhist temple was saved from organ donation and cremation because her brother didn't have a death certificate. All right, here we go. I'm going to try this. Wat Rat Prakong Tam, a Buddhist temple in the province of Nonthaburi on the outskirts of Bangkok, posted a video on its Facebook page showing a woman lying in a white coffin in the back of a pickup truck. She was slightly moving her arms and head.
Oh.
Parat Sudthup, the temple's general and financial affairs manager, told the Associated Press on Monday that the 65-year-old woman's brother drove her from the province of Phitsanulok to be cremated. He said they heard a faint knock coming from the coffin. I'm dying inside.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quote, I was a bit surprised, so I asked them to open the coffin and everyone was startled, he said. I saw her opening her eyes slightly and knocking on the side of the coffin. She must have been knocking for quite some time. According to Peirat, the woman's brother said she had been bedridden for about 2 years and had become unresponsive, appearing to stop breathing 2 days ago. The brother placed her in a coffin and journeyed about 300 miles to a hospital in Bangkok, to which the woman had previously expressed a wish to donate her organs. Peirat said the hospital refused to accept the woman's body because her brother didn't have an official death certificate. Maybe because she wasn't fucking dead, man.
Yeah.
Well, and she wasn't even medically declared dead. He just assumed and threw her in a casket.
Yeah, it's like
That's
he hit her with a
fucked up.
stick or something. And she stopped. She wasn't moving. So she must be dead.
Right.
Oh. When the brother approached the temple for a cremation, he was also refused due to the missing document. The temple manager said that while he was explaining how to obtain a death certificate, that is when they heard the knocking. The temple staff assessed her and sent her to a nearby hospital for treatment. The abbot said the temple would cover her medical expenses. Oh my
That's cool.
fucking God. Horrifying.
I feel like there's more to this story. Like this dude was up to something.
Was there
Yeah, that
insurance
brother-
payoff coming?
Yeah, I wanted her gone.
Yeah.
Jesus. I don't know, man. That's it. Uma Thurman taught us how to get out of that situation, though. So if you need a refresher, go watch Kill Bill, and you'll figure out how to
right.
get out of there, even if you're 6 feet underground.
Yeah. Imagine being the doctors and this coffin gets this brought in, and then you just hear knocking from it, and you're like, motherfucker, nope, not today. I'm going home sick.
What if they would just? She could have got cremated alive or organ donored, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
Maybe she would have woke up as soon as they stabbed her to fucking cut her kidneys out.
Well, that's true.
She'd have been like, assholes, I might still need that.
cutting your eye out for cornea donation or something.
Oh.
You wake up, someone's just sawing your optic nerve off.
Oh my God. Oh. I can't do that.
Remember
shit.
Unit 731? They were doing full on surgeries while people were wide awake and shit.
Oh yeah.
Well,
That was,
Yeah, I think that was
the
one
most vile stuff we've ever talked about.
I know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that might have been.
Just unimaginable cruelty went on there, and yeah.
Yeah. I forgot about. We did that show a while ago. Well, no thanks on that one.
Yeah, happy Black Friday.
So go eat a leftover turkey sandwich now. Make yourself feel better.
Buy a little bell that you can keep in your pocket to ring if that ever happens to you.
Jeez. Good grief. All right, let's throw it on over to Ian for Ian's pee-pee. Ian's paranormal poutine.
I came across a story today about a kind of like a talk to the dead app called 2Y. It's the number 2 and then WAI, co-founded by former Disney star Colin Worthy of Austin and Alley fame. That's like way past our time. It came out in 2014.
His
Never
name's
heard of
Call Him Worthy.
Callum,
Callum.
Calum, Calum.
Probably Callum, I guess.
Calum.
Okay. I'm not even familiar with who that is or the show.
So this is some more existential dread kind of stuff. This is his app, his thing that he co-founded. The idea is that you film your loved one for about 3 minutes, add a few notes about who they are, and the app uses AI to build a talking avatar that keeps this person living online after they die. So in the ad, I sent you guys the ad. It's so creepy.
Yeah.
In the ad, this pregnant woman keeps FaceTiming her mom as her son grows up, and there's like bedtime stories, and her mom keeps sharing advice to the kid as the kid grows up, and the grandma just stays the same forever. The twist is that she's been dead the whole time. It's an AI clone built from that 1 3-minute recording. And then under the line, it says, quote, "What if loved ones we've lost could be part of our future?" Right now, the person has to still be alive to be filmed, right?
That's where it gets the sample from, right? Like you record them, it gets the voice, it gets the mannerisms.
Right.
Based
you
on,
can't really bring people back just yet. It's coming. It's definitely coming.
can you imagine going up to someone, hey, let me record you because you're going to be dead soon and I want my family to remember you and we're going to use this AI of you. So go ahead and be positive for the next 3 minutes while I record you, even though this is all going to be used in your, ensuing death.
I have mixed thoughts about this. I kind of
I think
like
it should be available.
Yeah.
Like people do
like
whatever
it.
they want.
I think it's okay. It's just a little weird how you approach that conversation. If you're going to miss someone that much when they're gone, go ahead and do it. I can't see myself ever doing this, but whatever. It's an app.
There are people that have died that I wish I could still have conversations with. And if you can somehow, as AI advances, if you can capture the essence of their being through, I think it probably takes more than 3 minutes of video. Is that what it was? 3 minutes, like hours and
I don't think
hours.
that
Like
works.
if someone keeps a diary of their thoughts and you can kind of capture the essence of that person. I don't know. I would be open to that.
Yeah.
I would be open to thinking that, in 50 years, maybe your great grandkids are just having a conversation with you. And like if you had recorded some of anecdotal history, or not even anecdotal history, like just some of your history things, stories, things you'd lived through, words of wisdom you want to pass on. And kind of comforting to think that someone years from now, when your grandkid's old and you have a conversation, I don't know. I find it intriguing. It's very Black Mirror-ish.
Yeah. I guess if a family member wanted to do that of me or something, like I would be fine. I think I would be fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I would say no. I'll say when I'm gone, fuck off. You don't get me anymore. I think this could make for some very unhealthy relationships with people.
Well, that's a good segue into my next little part here that I wrote down about this. Grief researchers at the University of Cambridge's Leverloom Center for the Future of Intelligence said that these will more than likely mess with mourning. One expert said, quote, "They run the risk of counseling distress, unwanted digital hauntings from alarmingly accurate AI recreations, with the impact potentially devastating." Like it's taking out that natural grief thing that I guess we need to do.
But I don't disagree at all with that. That sounds exactly right too.
But and that would probably happen at first, but once you got generations down the line, if this was like a perfected science, would you have to grieve? Like, couldn't you just phase out having to naturally grieve if this was just a readily available option in our lives, like a refrigerator is now, just something that is there and exists?
Depending on the relationship, like what I would picture is a 30-year-old woman whose husband gets killed in a car accident and she's never able to grieve properly and let that person go. So she ends up spending 12 hours a day sitting in her house having conversations with an avatar.
Yeah.
I think it would be a big risk of something like that. Talking to your grandparents once in a while, sure. I think it would all depend on the relationship. Yeah, big risk, I think. I think that's right.
But it's definitely, it's growing. And I would say within the next year, I would guess it's probably close to bringing like someone back that hasn't been filmed, like dabbling into that somehow.
Yeah.
I was looking it up, and the market for like a digital afterlife kind of thing is projected to be like 100 billion over the next decade. There's tons of companies that are doing this stuff similar to this. There's a few text-based ones that will like look over everything and like talk like a relative. Like there are a lot of companies trying to throw their hat in this kind of stuff.
I imagine you could probably even add 2 steps down the road here, things where if, you know, your 5-year-old gets killed and you do this with them and you add some sort of digital aging, and as you age, they age, and you watch them grow digitally like that, which, you know, it's probably not good for anybody.
Yeah. Like I want to talk to my grandma. Like every day I think about like, oh man, I would love to talk to her right now about this. It's a daily thing, but I don't think that I would participate in anything. Even like if I could bring her back, like it really looked like I was FaceTiming her, like this stuff alleges, you know, I don't think I would do it. That would the thought of it fucking really creeps me out. That's why I just made the paranormal poutine. So it creeped me out.
Yeah, I see it both ways. But I think in a broader context, if you could have a conversation with Abraham Lincoln or something, then I think it'd be super cool, right?
Well, so that's what one of their test things for this company, the one the Disney guy created, they have 2 like demo figures where you can talk to King Henry VIII and Florence Nightingale.
What's it like cutting your wife's head off, dude? What's your problem?
Yeah, like is it his consciousness?
Right.
Well, it can't be, but you know what I mean?
Anne Boleyn was fucking hot. Why'd you cut her head off?
And then with this, we're 5 years away from you being able to do this with a porn star, and then you can just jerk off while you're, you know, doing an AI with a dead porn star.
That's right. Sarah Connor warned us. That's all I'm going to say. We're not taking her advice.
We really are, man.
The machines are going to win. It is a certainty at this point.
Yeah, we're going the opposite direction.
I had seen that Nano Banana Pro, Google's image generator, just released a couple days ago, and it's producing pictures that are being able to beat the programs designed to detect AI.
Of course. That makes sense.
Yeah. And those are super fucking realistic, man. People are making some crazy stuff with that. Nothing good's going to come of this.
No. Well, okay. That's your holiday weekend update news.
Yeah. On that note, head over to patreon.com/Necronomipod, code Bubba, and get you 10% off. Or your stickers at necronomipod.com. 1 for $4, 3 for $9.
This weekend only.
This weekend only.
Bye.